Hi everyone and welcome back to our Python programming series. So today we're going to explore the return values in Python functions. So understanding how to use return value is essential for creating effective and reusable code. So now let's jump right in. Okay, so today first of all let me explain what are return values. Okay. So a return value is the output that a function sends back to the caller when it completes its task. By using this return statement, we can provide a value that can be used later in our program. Okay, so in today, first of all, I'm creating here the simple return value. So here just I'm a simple function that calculates the square of number and return the result. Okay, so now let's get started. So you can see here, first of all, I am declared the function is a date and the function name I'm creating here is a square. Okay, so now I'm applying the square and this inside including here the variable is a number. Okay, and also creating this next line using the return statement including this number, and now apply here with 2 multiplication for the 2. Okay, now just I'm calling the function use the result is equal to, so now just I'm calling for the function square and then including the value of a4. Okay, so next one here I'm using simple print function and here I'm typing the message. So just I'm typing here square of 4 the result. So just in poly, poly is the function of the result. Okay, so this example is the function for squares takes own parameter number and return is square. And when you call the function with the argument 4 and it computes for 4 into 4 and returns for 16, and who is when we print out. Okay, so now let's see the output and you can see I will just click on here and our result is the square of 4 is 16. Okay, so here is done the simple of example. Okay, so now just I'm going for another of example create here. So now I'm creating is return for the multiple values. So you can see just like move to our second example and here I will create a function that returns is multiple values. This can be done by returning a double. Okay, so now first of all I am a green window part in this output. So here the students example of returning multiple values. First we'll define the functional stake and the function's name generate here. So is the get underscore minimum and the maximum function, and in this inside we can include in here the number of the variables of the parameter, and now using again in this return statement. And the first of all I'm creating the minimum function and this instead of including here. So now here I'm creating this for the number. Okay, and again going for here and including for those numbers and again using. So now first of all I'm creating this maximum function. Now I'm applying here is a maximum function again including here this number parameter. Okay, and the next line I'm just calling the function. First of all I'm type for here is the minimum. Secondly here I type for this is a maximum. This equal to creating here is a get minimum maximum function. So now I am including here the value post term type for this 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, then I'm creating here. So just using those print function, first of all I'm printing the minimum value. Okay, So here post-temp type is minimum. Okay, so minimum value. So just I'm calling for the function is a minimum. Next line, here I'm using another print function. And now I'm including here is the maximum. Okay. And then define for here is appropriate to using the maximum. In this function, if the get minimum maximum, it takes a list of number and return the both the minimum and the maximum value as a tuple. And when we call the function, and we can unpack the return value into two variables like minimum and maximum. And now I'm just running this code and see the output. Okay, so you can see, just simply click on the skin run icon. As you can see here, it's supposed to print a minimum value of 1 and maximum for the 5. Okay, so the experiment is completely working in this example. Now I'm also using this another example for the use return the value in calculations. So finally, just we'll demonstrate for now how to use this return value in calculation and create a function and calculate the area of rectangle. Okay. You can see, just remove for this code again and now create this another code. So now just define this function is there and we can recreate here is a calculate area, and this instead of including here is a length, and also including here is the width. Okay. And then I'm using here is the return statement and creating this equation length and multiplication for the width. And now just calling the function using the return value. So first of all, I'm going to add here the area to equal to, type here the calculate area for 5 and 3. Okay. And the next line, I'm just using the screen function, and this is a type. First type the mass. So now type area O, the rectangle, and this falling apart here in that area. Okay, so here is the simple example. The function is the calculate area takes two parameters like lean and a wave and region, their product, and when all the function with the 5 and 3 eyes regions for the 50 and please with the paint and the area of the rectangle. Okay, so let's see the output. As you can see here, the area of rectangular 50 is probably painting. Okay, so now that's it for today's tutorial. So today we have learned about how to return value in Python functions, and it covered for how to return a single value, return multiple values using tuple, and use return values in the calculation to make our code more functional. Okay.